Hello, lovely souls. It's Sonia here with Fresh Approach Fitness, a wellness company. I hope you are having a fantastic Sunday. I reached out to you about a week ago when we were having Easter. And how did your week go? What did you do this week to make it different than the weeks before? Did you organize more? Did you spend more time with loved ones? Did you get some work done? Or did anything change at all for you? We're all going through these different times right now, unprecedented, as people say, and something that people have never experienced before. But I want to share with you that opportunities are everywhere. Inspiration surrounds us, as I've said in a different post, and I would have to also echo that it's a matter of perspective. We still have so much opportunity and so much going for us right now. So what I wanted to chat with you a little bit about today is coming to the root of the problem versus putting a Band-Aid on different scenarios. When it comes to your heart and soul and making some changes and making some shifts, which is what we're all doing right now, every single day, we have the power to choose. We can choose to make the day the exact same as it was the day before, or we can choose to make it a little bit better, a little bit different, a little bit more memorable. That's up to you. That's entirely your choice. But we don't have to settle for the way things have been. You will always be willing to choose and to change. But that's up to you, my friends. So how are you navigating through the loss that's occurred over the last 30 days, 45 days, 60 days? For some people, it's been much longer than that, depending on where you are in the world and how long you've been going through these changes. And loss doesn't have to have anything to do with COVID. Yes, for sure, we're all being affected in one way or another, but loss could be, heaven forbid, the loss of a dear one. Your mother, your father, your siblings, grandparents, cousins, a child. Man, my heart breaks for the thought of that. But I do know a couple of people that have recently, within the last month or so, lost a child. And I couldn't imagine what that would feel like. That would tear me up. Some people, on the flip side, have lost their jobs. Some people have lost their identity because of that. Some people have lost their daily routine and their structure. So you don't have to settle for the way things have been, but how are you navigating through this loss? How are you making space for what you really want and what really, really matters to you? You have the power to choose that choice every single day. You have the power to be thankful and grateful for every gift that you have, merely for the fact that you are waking up and that you have another blessing of a full 24 hours in front of you to make it the best 24 hours under the circumstances. So I wanted to ask you, if the world were to go back to normal, the old normal tomorrow, what is it that you want to bring back? What is it that you want to change? What is it that you would like to be doing differently? Are there certain people that you would spend more time with? Are there certain priorities that would jump to the top of your action item list or your to-do list for the day? Or are you so caught up into what was that you're not ready to accept any kind of change and you're just itching to get back to your normal life? We have the opportunity to pause right now, reflect, and be very thankful for the gifts that we do have every single day, whether that's new conversations, new liberties, new freedoms, more time with our families, just the balancing act. Everything looks completely different. So what do you want your new normal to look like when everything does shift? And I'm not saying it's going to go back to normal. Personally, I think there's going to be a different normal. And I don't know when this is going to happen, but between now and then, I would suggest that you put your thoughts down to paper and create a life, even if it's just on paper, that you really, really, really desire. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What are the highlights of these last couple of months, days, weeks, whatever you want to use, that you want as part of your day-to-day moving forward? You have the choice. You can continue with the way things were. Perhaps it was magnificent and wonderful and you just want to go back to that magic. Great. And I would love if everybody was in that position. But I think too many of us were not in that position. I think, based on my experience, that a lot of people were working for the wrong reasons, maybe even for the wrong companies. Their time wasn't spent in the right areas, and they were exhausted. They were overwhelmed. They were emotionally not taken care of, even by themselves. So there is a continuous gap between action and intuition. And right now I am asking you to lean into your intuition, as well as the actions that have made you very happy and content over this last little bit. What part of those actions do you want to move forward to keep a life full of intention as much as you can? This is an opportunity where you could be living your best life ever. Yes, I agree. There are financial restrictions. There are restrictions when it comes to what we can and can't do and who we can and can't see. And many of us are restricted at home. Again, depending on where you live and what you're doing. I know where we're at here, it is safer to stay home, for sure. Stores are closed. We can go out and buy groceries and essentials, and really that's it. We're lucky. We live in a house. We have a piece of property where we could go outside, and I'm not sure how that is the same for people that are in apartments or that have different scenarios. But there is so much to appreciate, definitely. So the continuous gap between action and intention is something right now that you can shift. You can lean in more towards the intentions, build that vision of what really matters to you. Maybe it's a daily movie time with your kids. Maybe it's smiling more. Maybe it's dancing more. Maybe it's more creativity. Maybe it's just being home, making your home the best home possible. So doubts are dangerous. We've all heard of the power of positive thinking. I would say hands up, but I wouldn't be able to see you, so it doesn't matter. But we've all heard of the power of positive thinking. Whether you believe it, whether you do it, it's irrelevant. But did you know that there is also something called power thinking, and that there is a difference between positive thinking and power thinking? And this might boil down to just a matter of perspective and a mere shift in intentions with your actions. But go with me here. I could be financially stuck. I could be worried in a constant state of stress about not having enough and not feeling safe and secure. With that would mean every single breath I take or every single thought I have would be intended towards, oh no, how am I going to get by? I don't have enough. What's it going to take? What's this going to look like? And, I'm using the finances as an example right now because I'm confident more people than not can relate. I'm sure we've all been there at one point in our life if we're not there right now. So if I were to simply say to you, just journal, I am safe and secure. All of the money I spend comes back to me 3 times the amount. I never have to worry about money because I know that I am taken care of and I am full of abundance. So if my recommendation to you as a coach would be to just journal that out, but in your heart, you don't believe it. In your heart, you know it's not true. That is the difference between power thinking and positive thinking, my friends. So when it comes to power thinking, it means you choose a value and emotion and you don't assign it to a thing. So you don't assign money as positive or negative. You don't assign finances and abundance as a good thing or a bad thing. It's just abundance, whether it's financial abundance or any other kind of abundance. You cannot journal powerful thinking without feeling a positive, energetic feeling towards what you're writing down. you truly believe that money isn't an issue and you are safe and secure and you know that everything is going to be okay, that, my friends, is powerful thinking. That has emotion and compassion behind it. You know that everything is going to be okay. You know that you are safe and secure. But if you don't believe in it, the power of positive thinking or the power of powerful thinking, they're not going to work for you. You have to be ready. So what does that mean? It means that we get to the root of the problem and we just don't put a Band-Aid on the solution. So if I were to go back and talk about the two, positive thinking is more like a Band-Aid on the solution. Powerful thinking is coming to the root, clearing everything around the root so the root can grow. The root in you can grow bigger and wider and deeper, and you are feeling more secure, more confident, and more safe. That truly everything, and I mean everything, is going to be okay. So that is my wish for you. I would love to work with you and show you how to be a powerful thinker, something that serves and empowers you so you can grow. In the past, I've made choices that were not great, and they didn't serve me. I'm sure we've all been there. They didn't serve me or my goals, but I have the power to make better choices today. I have the power today to believe in my thoughts and to understand my why and to really understand my true desire and where I'm coming from and how it's going to affect me. So I want to ask, what's holding you back in terms of positive or powerful thinking? Have you tried positive thinking? Have you tried just writing out a series of words and wondering why it's not working? You've heard this, you've manifested this, you've talked to people, and this is what you're supposed to do. Almost like you're writing out lines as a child. I will not do this. I will not do that. Like you're over and over and over again, but you don't believe it. You're just doing what you're told because other people have suggested to do what you're told because you have read this is what you're supposed to do. Write out these lines over and over again. Say these affirmations over and over again. Eventually, you might believe them. I'm here to help you start at believing them. I'm here to serve you and to work with you on opening everything up, stepping aside all of those barriers that have stood in your way in the past, and to help you get to the point where you're a powerful thinker. You're thinking from your heart and soul. You are confident in your decisions, so you can make better decisions today. So I am totally in control of my thoughts. They may not be perfect all the time, but I have the opportunity to practice them. And that's what it's all about. We're not aiming for perfection in this life we're leading, living, enjoying, smiling at. It's not about perfections. It's about enjoying the journey. And it's about practicing that 1% difference so you can be a little bit better the next day. Learning from your mistakes, picking yourself up, discovering who you truly are and what sets your soul on fire. I am more powerful than the temptation I face. How many of you believe that? If you have a piece of chocolate cake in front of you right now, how powerful are you? If you could go binge shopping on Amazon right now and know that everything you're about to buy is going to be shipped at your door in the next day or two, how powerful are you? I believe that you're more powerful than you believe. I totally believe that you are more powerful than the temptation you face, which means every single goal that you have laid out for yourself. And my friends, lovely souls, if you don't know what those goals are, again, we can talk, we can connect. I can help you discover what those goals are because those goals are what sets your soul on fire. Those goals are likely why you had the job or have the job you have. Perhaps you're one of the emergency workers right now, taking care of everybody and doing what they can to make sure that people are healthy and safe. Perhaps you're a mail carrier because you like delivering good news to people. Perhaps you're a skilled tradesperson because you really like to work with your hands and you know what it feels like to have a sense of accomplishment. You chose these things for a reason. Now, I know not everybody had the choice as to where they're working and what they're doing, but shouldn't we? Shouldn't we be the ones to say, yes, this is for me, or no, this isn't for me? What sets your soul on fire? I'd like to challenge you this week for the next 7 days to focus on abundance, whatever that looks like to you, and human connection. So open up your calendar. I know we're busy, friends. I know everybody's different. Some people are super busy right now. Like I said, they're frontline workers. They're coming home. They're managing their kids. They're trying to get meals made. They're trying to get their rest. Maybe they're trying to get their exercise in because their gym is closed, and they know how important it is to release some of the stress and the worry that they have built up inside of them. So making a healthy meal might not be the easiest option for those people right now. And on the flip side, you may have a single person listening to this who's by themselves, and their stresses are completely different. I don't care who you are or what your scenario is. I would still like you to think about abundance, so anything that you want to receive more of in your life, and human connection. 3 new human connections this week. What would that look like to you? If you just say yes to a conversation, whether it's by phone or by Zoom, or with your neighbor, 3 this week over the next 7 days. I would like to know what that feels like to you. How has that changed you at all? Does their perspective in the way they talk about their day make you reflect about yours? Does it make you feel grateful for what you have? Does it make you jealous of what they have? Just converse. That's all I'm asking. And then reflect. Aim for 3 this week. Before this all started, I had a goal for 2020, and I didn't realize it at the time until I realized what I was doing. But I had connected with 1 new person a week. I had over 16 new people I had met with or reconnected with. So I had not seen them in 20 plus years since I moved back to my hometown. So I would consider those relatively new contacts as well, because we didn't keep up in 20 years. Before COVID started, so mid-March of 2020, just in case I'm not sure when all of these podcasts will be listened to, I had 16 different face-to-face meetings with brand new people. Amazing, right? Those are 16 human connections and lovely souls I got to spend time with. I got to learn about them. I got to maybe connect them to somebody that could help them learn and grow and be a better version of themselves. I got to share some moments in their life, and they got to share some moments in my life. Not only did I learn about them, they learned about me. I listened, they talked. I talked, they listened. We smiled, we got to know each other, and to this day, we're still connecting, whether it's on social media, whether it's via phone or Zoom. I think having the human connections is even more important right now. I would say since COVID's happened, obviously that's shifted to Zoom for my face-to-face connections, but I would probably say I am still at about 3 to 4 a week. Human connections, conversations of people I don't know. Because I say yes. I'm curious. I let curiosity and wonder guide my life. And I believe by doing that, it has helped me open up to truly live my purpose. And this is what I want for you. Because I have stepped back and let this be a priority in my life, and it can be a 5-minute phone call, guys. It can be, it doesn't matter. It truly doesn't matter what it looks like. But the human connection is so important. And just try it for a week with 3 different people. If you like it, continue. And it can be 3 people at work that you've never spoke to before, but have a longer conversation than normal. Learn something about them. Do they have kids? Do they have a family? Are they exhausted? What can we do? That would be my challenge to you this week. And I would love to see you implement this and get your feedback, because you're growing. The more you learn about somebody, the more you grow about yourself. The more you grow about yourself, the more you can share with other people. You already know your thoughts. You already know your beliefs. You already know your morals. But what if you get to learn somebody else's? And what if you get to learn more about yourself? it does make you stop and reflect everything that you're grateful for when you listen. You know, we have a family joke around here that a smart person talks, but a wise person listens. So my husband thinks he's super wise. Yes, he probably is. He definitely is. Again, it's a matter of perspective, hence the title of today's episode. But we're excited at the end of the day that he's still coming home. Blessed that he's able to go to work. Full of gratitude that there is routine and structure in our lives. But excited that he is coming home. And I must say, something has shifted myself. I take a break. I get to make dinner for my family. I get to smile in the kitchen. I get to make lunches. I have more of a purpose because these are not things I have to do. These are things I choose to do. And because I do a minor shift and a play on words, change my perspective, I'm not exhausted. I am truly, truly, truly blessed that I get to do these things at my own pace because I want to. And I understand everybody's different. But you all know I lost the physical side of the business, so we're not doing personal training right now. We're not running anything through the studio right now. I'm working on building wellness strategy coaching sessions. And because of that, I'm building a brand all over again, hence the podcast, hence the different posts about wellness coaching. And it's a shift for everybody. You know, sharing with you that there's different times that I am feeling like I have stepped into a different vibration because I'm truly happy. That is something to be thankful for. Perhaps I had that before and I didn't notice because I was so busy. I notice it now. That is part of my abundance and my human connection when I listen to people talk. So again, my challenge for you is to focus on abundance and human connection. And, you know, create a new way to do what you want. It doesn't have to be the way you used to do it. You don't have to make the same things for breakfast. You can turn the music on as you're going through your morning routine. It can be different. You can ask for space as you journal your gratitude and appreciation. For those that are familiar, I am actually starting a morning routine group with another life coach friend of mine, and we're starting it this week, but definitely let me know if you want some information on that because there are some powerful tips that we're going to be going over, and I am going to be working on the mindset piece and the movement piece, and I'm excited to share. I'm excited to roll it out. Definitely, we have room still for this workshop. It's a 6-week workshop. It's not overwhelming and it's definitely not expensive, but we will be talking a lot on personally mindset and movements. Those are the two things, and establishing a morning routine to help set you up for success. But know that your doubts are dangerous. Okay, you can choose a value or emotion to assign to those doubts, but if it doesn't serve you or empower you, maybe you should think twice about what you're assigning to those doubts. Because of the uncertainty and the instability and the unknown, right now we seem to have a lot of fear. Fear fuels failure. And failure is okay as long as you know how to pick yourself up. But right now we're struggling to keep ourselves afloat spiritually, mentally, physically. This is a challenge for many people right now because not everybody likes change. So if you could step away from attaching values or emotions to anything that you would have thought of as negative before and just go for the experience, I think you're going to discover that there are more things in your life that serve you and empower you than what you realize. Well, friends, that's about it for today. It's a little bit of a shorter episode than last week, not by much. Once again, it's Sonia with Fresh Approach Fitness, a wellness company. Hop on over to the landing page, asksonia.ca, to visit any of the prior podcasts that I've done and to do any of the quizzes that I have available there. And you can also get my contact information with how to work with me one-on-one or in workshop settings. I'm doing both. Mindset isn't my only focus. It's just the focus right now that I believe is so important for everybody. And it's very, very, very important to establish these new routines of gratitude and perspective and what serves you and what's truly making a difference in your life at this time. So when everything shifts back to, I want to say, a different normal, things aren't going to be like this forever. Society's going to change, and we're going to have to, I don't want to say go back, because I really don't think we're going to go back, but we're going to propel forward. How's that? We're going to propel forward into a new life, and that life is going to look different than it's been. I can't confidently say it's going to be exactly the way it was. So let's go with the fact that we're going to propel forward and lean into a brand new sequence of events over a 24-hour period that is going to resemble a life that we had. But what if we did it with more purpose? What if we were more personally empowered by our choices based on gratitude, based on human connection, but more importantly, based on what serves us, what lights up our soul, what brings us happiness and joy? Because it doesn't matter if you're a parent, a teacher, a partner, what your role is in society right now, to your family, to your friends, to your employer. The happier you are, the more you can help others step into their light and be very, very, very happy as well. And really, that's all we should be, is happy more often than not. When we are in that state, we change, we shift, and we attract more of the same. Until next Sunday, my friends, I look forward to hearing from each and every single one of you, and make it a fantastic week.